Welcome to TARTLEcast with your hosts Alexander McKegg and Jason Rigby, where humanity steps into the future and source data defines the path.
Welcome back to TARTLEcast. Jason and I are going to have a little bit more focus this episode. We just got past
last one was just horrific.
the morning. Right? I can't even get my thoughts straight about it.
No, it was just us ranting.
Yeah, I'm already distracted. All right, next one.
Data shows 2020 was Europe's warmest year on record.
That
warmest
bums me out.
year on record.
So they have records of weather from the pre-industrial era all the way up until now. And what was it, 2.2 degrees?
Mm-hmm.
That's way too warm. So imagine that you live in a region, Northern Europe, Finland, Sweden, Norway, whatever it might be. And it's just sitting around 33 degrees in the spring. And you got all these fjords and everything else like that with all the glaciers. But then you have a 2-degree temperature increase. Now you're having floods of water come down because 2 degrees starts to melt these massive glaciers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem.
That's a huge problem.
That's a huge problem. 2 degrees, people are like, 2 degrees, no big deal. 2 degrees is like, by Miami.
Yeah, exactly.
In all seriousness.
Yeah, people don't realize the implications. You can look that up online. You can say what scientists have done that. What a 1 degree, what a 2 degree, what a 3 degree, and then all those different variables.
And they said here in this article that like we would like to state with the data is showing that we need to stabilize this temperature right now and decrease it or stop it at 2.7.
Yeah.
Because once we get to the 2.7 realm, it's only going to keep getting hotter.
Yeah, and the scary part about it is, I think more than anything, is 1850 to 1900 was the pre-industrial period.
Mm-hmm.
And when we look at 2020, we're up 1.25, which is the 2.2. So whenever I'm seeing from 1850 to 1900, and I'm just picturing all these factories blowing all the smoke.
Yeah.
Industrial revolution hits, and now look at where we're at, and it should be down or break even with everything, especially in Europe too. I mean, they're really good with climate.
But dude, we've had more people, and we consume more. You'd think in 100 years we would figure our shit out, but we've had more babies, we've consumed more stuff, and we've had, more carbon waste.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
What is industrious about what we're doing? That's not evolutionary. We've gone back in time.
Yeah, and when we look at, and this is kind of what I want to talk about, for the rest of the time that we have. When we look at TARTLE and we look at the 7 biggest problems that we want to take, when people have this opportunity to donate to these 7 biggest causes,
with their earnings,
with their earnings from their data, that they're already, giving away for free anyway. So they might as well use TARTLE.
Mm-hmm.
Sign up, tartle.co.
Yeah.
But climate stability, I know this article talks about it, and this is data, but what is TARTLE's view on climate stability, and how can someone help if they're concerned about the climate? How can they help?
Well, you can help because this comes down to a function of resources and consumption. So if you are worried about climate stability, you need to share your behaviors, habits, purchasing habits, what all these things that go into creating some sort of carbon footprint. All of that data can be shared with people that are doing appropriate amount of research so that they can put together the material to say, this is absolutely irrefutable. So not only can you share your data towards these people that want to do that analysis for the greater good of stabilizing the climate, preventing it from getting to a worse state, it's actually putting it back into a state of equilibrium, climate stability. You can also then, after they've purchased that data from you, you can give those earnings back to the researchers, whoever that data buyer might be, or whatever nonprofit, and then they can go out and reuse those earnings to buy more data for more people. Think about that feedback loop, back and forth. If our climate is a function of feedback loops, our data should be a function of that feedback loop, but for the positive. And you can do a lot of good by saying, I don't want that to hit the 2.7 mark. I want it to be at 2.2 this year and then go down to 2.1 the next year. And then I want it to drop basis points every single year after that fact. And I want to know that I shared my data along with 80 other countries. We focused on this cause and look at the effect that we've had and look at all the benefit. Miami's not going to be underwater. Congratulations. We've changed our consumption habits. We built better products. We know exactly where clean energy needs to be in areas of high utilization. We know what people are demanding it. We can start making smart decisions that can prevent a very disruptive future for us.
Why did you use the word stability? You say climate stability.
Yeah. The thought process that I use and you use, Jason and I call it positive neutral equalization. So it's one thing to just think positive all the time, but you can live in a world of complete bias. You have to understand that there are things to be learned from the negative. So when we have a positive neutral equalization, what we say is if something negative is coming through, or if you talk about climate change, it's got a negative connotation, but there's something to be learned from it. So we take that in, we put a more positive touch to it after we've learned from it. Okay, now how can we act positively on it? We've neutralized the negativity by learning from it, and we equalize the verbiage now that we talk about it, and that would be stability. Stability is not a challenging thing. It's not combative. It doesn't disunify people. It brings things together. It gives a sense of peace and harmony, and that's sort of the focus that we need to maintain. That's why we choose the word climate stability rather than climate change or global warming. It just feels combative. It feels negatively charged. So we need to figure out how to work with that because how our minds receive it is going to be a lot different, especially at a subconscious level.
No, that makes sense because whenever I'm looking at these 7 big causes that TARTLE has, and I look at someone that is, saying, yeah, I want to earn money and share my data, but at the same time, I would like to take a percentage of that and help out climate stability. What is the process of somebody if they want to sign up for TARTLE or if they want to help with climate stability?
Go to tartle.co, hit the Get Started button, create your account. As you're doing the sign-up process, you're going to choose the topics that you're interested in. After you've done so, you can start populating your data for those topics, and then you can hit share. Done. Goes right over to those people, and you get paid. And then, in the end of it, if you want to share those earnings back, you say, okay, I want to donate to this, this, and this. And it's that simple. Takes your earnings right out of your PayPal account or your Bitcoin wallet, whatever it might be, your choice. It goes right back over into those, and the people that need it the most, because they're trying to solve these problems for everybody's benefit.
That's awesome. And then from there,
and then repeat that process.
Yeah.
Over and
rinse,
over and over. Yeah.
Repeat, rinse, wash, or whatever it is.
Rinse, wash, repeat, right? All the time.
Yeah.
Or wash, rinse, repeat. I don't know.
Because you're creating data daily.
All the time. So why not create data, earn from it, and then help other people really solve some big major things with it?
Yeah, and it's exciting. And then as TARTLE's platform grows, then you're going to be able to, if you like climate stability, you're going to be able to, because this is my job to do, you're going to be able to get information about how TARTLE's helping on climate stability. So it's just going to be a really, and I know right now everyone's an early adopter. So I encourage everybody to sign up now.
Yeah.
So you can be that early adopter. And then from there, as the platform grows, as the market begins to boom, you're going to see magic. I mean, it's going to be amazing.
Magic. It's going to be incredible.
I mean, I'm using that word in a positive
Magic's
way.
Cool.
Yeah. With the CK. You got to use the.
Yeah, that's so alchemical.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Sign up. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to TARTLEcast with your hosts Alexander McKegg and Jason Rigby, where humanity steps into the future and source data defines the path. What's your data worth?